Connecticut's reputation is changing drastically. And as a resident that has lived here for 30 years, that is something that really is troubling me. I want to be proud of my state. I want to be proud of my town and our community. And we want young children, we want our children to come back and live here. But unless there's a change in the leadership and the direction, and there's a stop in taxes and spending and borrowing, that's not going to happen.
And Connecticut has some of the best colleges in the country here, and these kids are not even staying in Connecticut. Every one of them's coming into the state. They're coming from California, all over the country, from international students, and they're not staying in Connecticut. There's no jobs for them. They're going to Boston, they're going to New York. My daughter, one lives in Boston, one lives in Philadelphia.
Workforce. How are you going to keep the kids here? Well, you got to make it so they can afford to be here. How do you make it they can afford to be here? You make it so that they can have good paying jobs so that they can afford to live in a state, which inherently, there are certain things you can't change. Our energy costs are always going to be higher than the national average. Certain of the things that we do functionally, again, because of the nature of living in the Northeast, you've got heating costs and air conditioning costs that aren't necessarily skewed the same as other parts of the country. So it's always going to be expensive to live here. So you got to make a better sales point that there are other things that you can get here. You can have a competitive wage. You can have an environment where you're not paying an outrageous amount of taxes, and you still have access to all of these other things that are around the state.